as well. As you said, we've cut the teams down, so we're only going to get the best of the best this time around, and everybody's going to be competing for the biggest chunk of that prize pool. As you can see, it's an 8-team round-robin bracket. It's a best-of-3 matches, control execution at Escalation, mirroring our own Gears Esports. $5,000 prize pool per split. The top 4 teams, they get seeded 1 through 4 in an Xbox quarterly tournament, March 19th, for an additional $5,000 in their prize pool. Of course, our matchup of the day today, that's a lot of big names there. You see the Elevate and the Rebel logo over on the right-hand side of your screen. That's actually our match number 2, but with match number 1, you got Carnage and Team Kurosu. The other organizations joining those 4 are Hydra, War Explosive, the Northern Division, and Nostalgia. And you said we're going to kind of cut some of the sweets away, all right? You're going to get to the meat of the competition is you're going to get all those teams that really were taking their lumps and their bumps, trying to get those skill sets, trying to get to this place. And I actually really like that from Metro Esports. They said, look, some of y'all might not be ready for this kind of stage. You got to take a lot of lumps. We got to see it. Let's get the best of the best, and let's put kind of a pressure on all of you to step your game up. You want to be here competing for this money? Make sure you get a squad together, compete together, and get your skills to this level as all the ladies are in this same league.
Better on that second map execution. But a lot of the times, the team that won the control, even if they didn't win that second map, usually would come out on top on the third map. And that's just, it just goes to show you how good esports is going. You have to get into respawn out.
Well, talking about respawns, we're going to be on Ritual Control. This is Carnage versus Team Kurosu, and we will be coming to that altar first and foremost. Smokes are going to come out. Kira to the backside of the altar. Throws out that flash, early shots on, trying to get to the angle here onto Sky Blue and Melody. Sky Blue with a little up A action there, tries to get at least 1 to go, and I like that. Melody makes the call out to bring her teammate to that same cover with her. They're rotating back and forth, but Kiera trying to upset the order balance here. Sunset and Dasha, last 2 alive for Team Kurosu. They will get that final kill, also be able to knot up that first hill, and they will again amassing points. Carnage will have to fight back into this first hill. Smokes come out. Sky Blue on a little bit of a flank there. Picks off the first player. Trying to go for that retake. And now we will see the torque bow picked up into Dash's hands. Trying to just shut down any further retake.
Yeah, I'm loving how Team Kurosu started off winning that first initial. And it was definitely a chaotic initial. And only getting 24 points so far. Pretty much this entire hill has just been a non-stop battle. Finally, Carnage is going to take away some of the points, but they're already getting ready to rotate, Colin.
Yeah, they're going to start worrying about that secondary hill. About 20 seconds or so left. Melody's going to know that she's full red, trying to back up to this altar. I like how that player pulled up. Evil Nestle right here. She pulled up. She tried to take that shot because she assumed maybe a back A was coming. A little pot shot might try to come over the top. But she ends up getting a wrap before going down. Dasha's going to get lancered out and be taken out. Daya Valesa here, taking over the front line of the defense, has 1 teammate behind her, and you can see that Carnage does have the close respawn. So this match, a lot closer than it started out, with a good point lead for Kurosu. Now Carnage is going to get back into it. Not only are they going to tie it up, they're going to take the lead, and you can see how Kurosu is actually trying to spread out. They're going to try to maybe go for that close respawn as they also attack the front side of that. Melody is about to throw her flash as the smoke clears as they moved into position, pushing across to the backside. Only hits a few pellets. 1 kill comes through already for Carnage. They've got 2 to worry about in the back. I love the bait and switch. Melody gets 1. Melody with the shots on, gets the down with Sunset to left. They will have 2 kills, but Carnage rotated out left. They made sure they got the close respawn yet again. They're going to be able to get back into this fight very quickly, Ribs, and they are going to put themselves in a good position to try to go for a secondary retake.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about who we might have favored coming into this matchup, but honestly, I would have favored Carnage. Right now, Kurosu's doing a better job overall with their teamwork. It doesn't seem like you said, they're not getting the proper respawns. They don't even have that big of a lead, despite the fact that they probably won like 3 out of the 4 team fights. As we hop aboard with Jenny, even Nestle, in a 2v1 situation. The revives come out though, Colin. So now Kurosu still has a chance to win this fight. The torque bow comes out. Sky Blue, last one alive for Kurosu. She does pick up 1. But that is going to be a team fight, a nitty-gritty team fight going in favor of Carnage.
A really big couple of team fights after that initial have gone the way of Carnage. Does that give you a little bit of cause to pause that it seems like Carnage has won most of the team fights since coming away from that initial. Even if Kurosu is getting that first couple of points, it seems like Carnage continuously has the chance to push back into their position. There's a good splash damage torque bow on at least an opponent, but a teammate ran up into that area and got killed off, so a team kill for Carnage might set them back, but Sunset has a 2v1 to worry about. She's going to trade out there with one and has to worry about the retake coming in from the altar. Melody first into the fight. Flash out, bouncing down and around, getting that first L trigger for some damage. Diabolessa gonna throw her flash over the top side of that back. They got one person rolling into the cubby, now goes for the back A. They finally get that down. Melody's not in a position to go for the revive because of the damage. Dasha and Melody pushing up, getting flanked out. The team getting the more kills is Carnage yet again, Jordan.
Yeah, I think Carnage is warming up now, and back to what you said, yeah, it seemed like in the beginning Kurosu was winning more of the team fights, but Carnage was just always there, respawning. It seems like they're operating at a higher level right now, Colin. It seems like Carnage is just picking better routes to get around the map, putting themselves in good positions, and now that they're winning fights, I think they're going to actually try to milk these hills to get the setups that they wanted. It's almost like they came out kind of feeling out the battlefield a little bit. Let's see what Sunset can do in this 1v1. Winner of this fight will have a great angle to help with the team fight, and it is going to be Carnage. Diabolessa winning that 1v, back to the team fight, and it's going to be the kill feed lighting up blue. Kurosu doing their best.
They're fighting over 20 seconds or so.
Nestle just causing absolute havoc, giving time for Diabolessa to rotate in and neutralize that hill.
Do you find it smart at this point? It's still early conjecture to fight over those last kind of 15, 20 seconds, even though you know that there's probably a spawn out coming from your opponents. And look at this, the way that Carnage was able to spawn out, they were able to rotate into the next hill. They've got two players inside, two players to the left, now rotating a third player inside of that hill. Two of them looking out of the front. Sunset's going to get tagged up a little bit, but she's not going to have a good angle to fight back as they push in that back hallway. It's going to be Sunset with the initial tip of the spear fight in this first rotation, in this first retake. It's going to be Sky Blue to her right. Sky Blue will take over a position for the neutralization, has to back out. There's the first frag. It's going to force everybody out. Few seconds comes in, second frag comes out. Doesn't get the kill, but Sunset is easy pickings as she gets damaged out from the explosion. Kiera's going to get taken down. Three players from Kurosu move in. Sky Blue over the top is going to get some damaging shots, but not going to be able to get that down. Three players move to the back, and they basically pack themselves up. They make them like a can of sardines, and Kurosu only has Dasha left in the mix. She goes down. She gets taken out. Beautiful defensive stand by Carnage to continue to hold onto this hill and continue to apply that pressure over to Kurosu.
Yeah, as you look at the scoreboard, Colin, Carnage breaking away a bit, doubling up the score on Kurosu. And in that last fight, it's just concerning. You see Kurosu get into the positions that they need, but no one really wants to take initiative. As you see, Melody is getting back aid right there by Ginny. And look at Carnage, Colin. They seem to be winning these shotgun fights. You know how important it is to get your shotguns warm in these Gears fights, especially on Control. Carnage winning another team fight, 130 points. And yeah, they're going to milk this hill dry because I think they're confident that they'll just go to the next hill, whether they have a setup or not, and just run right through Kurosu. Kurosu really have no momentum at all right now, Colin. They need to pick it up on this next hill.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to get a good full rotation on this next hill. As you know, it goes up to, you have a lot of time to play for, and it's 141-63, over double the score line. Ginny is going to pull back here with her teammates, mark out a couple of players. Sunset's going to move up. Playing is Gabe Diaz, looking around, trying to be the tactician that he is. A couple of kills come through, and we see a reset here, and the reason we see that is one player from Carnage Gaming has officially lagged out of the match, and, you know, good sportsmanship over to the side of Team Kurosu, in my opinion, Jordan. The fact that they were immediately off of the hill, they're not trying to milk the time. They rotate straight off of it and say, hey, we'll give you a chance to get your fourth player back.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, we had to bring it up before. There were player disconnects in the past.
Spend money to make money, and sometimes you got to get in the fight to win a fight. As we see the next rotation coming in with only 15 seconds to go onto that next position here. Flash is going to come out. Jenny's going to try to rotate out left. Dasha with a big shot will settle her tea kettle. Pushing back into the fight here. We'll see the snub out from Dasha, trying to get that down on the front side. Won't be able to get it just yet. They're trying to stop a split push here from the side of Carnage. Torque bow in hand of Melody. First shot out. Won't find anybody. Full red onto Jenny. Jenny over the top. Gets the shot. Gets the down and the kill. Now Dasha trying to answer back. Full red. Has to worry about a 2v1. gets the first down and has no way to clean up that kill. Doesn't have any help, but she's keeping 2 players knotted up over here, keeping Carnage Gaming from having a full 4-person push into that next hill. They get the down with the double Lancers, and now pushing forward. They're going to continue to try to knot up some of these kills. Gets a second down. There's the revives yet again. The team revive is just too strong for Kurosu to get any of these kills. Sunset trying to find one player rotating over to Dasha. Will add some damage. Melody will pick up those fragmentation grenades and will bring that back into the fight. Jenny rolling to the top side of that altar. Now trying to check their right, making sure they're not getting flanked. Maybe even debating on going on a flank herself, Ribs.
Yeah, and this is looking like a good hold for Carnage now, and this is exactly what I was worried about with Kurosu. We saw right off the bat when we came back from that reset. Everyone kind of just holding their ground, getting damage, but it's empty damage, College. They're getting downs with no kills. Finally, Dasha gets a kill, but Carnage answers back right off the bat with 2 kills. And now look at the scoreboard. Almost at the 200-point marker is Carnage. They have a nice setup. They're getting a lot of early damage. They are going to be able to neutralize the hill, being Kurosu, but no kills coming out yet for Kurosu. They're going to get taken out one by one. Sunset answers back, but it's not going to be enough. Last one alive, I believe, going to be Melody. Just out of position, Colin, and look at that, 200 to 68. New Torpo spawning soon, I believe. Carnage looking very strong in this first match.
That has to be a little bit of a concerning point here for Kurosu. The scoreline not only lopsided, but they can't seem to pick up a couple of kills in a row. They're going to chase out one player into the respawn. Sky Blue's going to try to get that first shot, gets it to go. Now can't hit the second. Going to get down from the extra fire over the top. It's up to Jenny. Jenny here alongside of Evilnessly will get that second kill. 2 down, 2 left alive. Dasha rotates back outside the front of that hill. And Team Kurosu will still not be able to cross the 100-point threshold just yet. They will get the close respawn. Corkbow in Kiera's hands won't be able to find that first pick. Now going to go for the active. 1 bolt left to shoot. Looking off right side. Won't be able to find that next kill either. Just a little bit of splash damage. Kiera goes back to the left hand. Dasha and now Sunset on this left-hand side. Coming in the front door. Kiera goes for the double bounce, but both of those players get hit on the flank and taken down once again. Evilnessly and Jenny doing the load of work for their squad. And Ribs, if they bleed this out, it's 260 to 75. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. No, as we said before, Carnage opting a lot of the times to get as many points as they can. They're not worried. They know they could rotate into the next fight with any disadvantage and still come out on top. This has turned into quite a one-sided match. If you look back to the very beginning, those first couple fights, Kurosu came out strong, but they weren't getting many points, and that's when I kind of got concerned for them. Because I knew once Carnage got a foothold that they would actually be able to hold for a lot of these hills for most of the points like we saw in that last hill. Only about 40 points left, and Carnage will take this first map. Numbers advantage will go in favor of Kurosu so far. This is a very important turning point if they're going to try to bring this map back. Kurosu needs to start playing very clean. Sunset picks up 1, but it's not going to be enough. Again, Evilnessly getting these double kills, these triple kills. Really, the stars of this match so far are all on the side of Carnage.
Doing everything they can to not get this first map under their belt and really put this one away with a bow on it and move into that execution with a 1-0 map lead. Sunset will take up the right-hand side of this position. Melody will have the Torpo. Smoke's going to come out to the front left, trying to block out the Lancer angles. 2 players push down that back hallway. 1 player pops out, gets the shot. Second shot, gets the kill off of the down. See if they can finish off another one. Can't get it there. Jenny once again standing tall in the hill, all by herself. Last woman standing. They get the close respawn. Only Sky Blue is really close enough to stop this hill. They've got to get in and go for the neutralization quickly. Kiera holding down the left side is about to throw a flash to make sure they can push in and kill anybody that gets stunned out. Sunset's going to take 1 full run at her. Kiera goes with the up A. Won't be able to get it. Evilnessly gets the down. Can somebody get in for the revive in time? There is one. Jenny has 2 more to worry about. Off the roll gets a second. Melody, Jenny for the round. Can Melody hold off and keep this one alive? Here comes the respawn. 2v1. Jenny with a big brain play, waiting for her teammate. Patiently gets the kill. They get the hill. It's Carnage Gaming getting map number 1.
Okay, Jenny, I see you. Ending the match with a statement. I believe she got 3 back-to-back-to-back. We saw some great movement. Evilnessly,
and they start almost every match off with a 1-0 lead, a 1-0 map lead. That's got to make them feel a lot better. If they can get that first step ahead of all their opponents, if they can put pressure on all their opponents with a 1 map count lead, they're going to feel exquisite. And as you said, Ribs, you said you'd love to see a tomb. Well, you're going to get to see it right here, right now.
Yeah, I think if I'm Carnage and I get the chance to ban a map, I'm going to ban Clock Tower. Any other map, really, I think is going to favor Carnage. As we hop on board with Kiera and Ginny. Ginny with that huge highlight to end the first map's going to get the revive. And here comes the push. Sunset, you better pull out that shotgun. You are getting approached. Some downs come out, yep. But the first blood of the match is going to go to Ginny. Quick answer back from Melody with the torque bow. It's a 3v3 situation on the map. Dasha getting pressed by Ginny. Ginny's going to reset. Melody's going to have to be the playmaker with that torque bow as we settle down in this 3v3 scenario.
Pushing into this next situation is it's 3v3 with three players playing, two of the players playing toward this long shot side. One player played up for those fragmentation grenades. Sky Blue gets tagged up pretty heavy. Nobody pushes out for her as the torque bow is waiting and lurking in the wings there in the hands of a Melody. She has 2 bolts left. Active right here could serve them well. Big splash damage out on Evil. Now the flash will come out to try to force her back off of that spot. Jenny's going to return fire with a flashbang, but one down comes out. Diabolessa gets the down with the fragmentation grenade. They're going to try to push in here for the revive. Secondary down, pushes up, gets the kill on the player getting revived, so they're going to take some early damage. Evilnessly now with the back A, gets one. Second fragmentation grenade out, no damage in. Torque bow in the hands of Melody, trying to fire back now against Carnage. Evilnessly gets the dodge as well as Diabolessa. 2v2, knotted up, 30 seconds and counting for the overtime hill. Long shot, still not picked up by either squadron. And if you take a look at those player pictures, there are no more utility grenades to be used. So we will probably see a decent stalemate here until somebody has to make a move, especially over that overtime hill. And the way this thing is breaking out, it's going to get very dicey very quick. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a few Lancer bullets before the push in the Nasher comes out.
Yeah, this is one of those last-second fights that I love so much about Execution 2.0. Neither team really has an advantage. It is going to be Melody trying to touch the hill, force the hand of Carnage. I don't think we're going to see a stalemate here, Colin, but both teams trying to play this as methodical as they can.
I like that angle. Oh, I love using the tomb right there.
Oh! First kill comes out for Melody. Answered back by Diabolessa. What a great held shot right there, Colin. If you miss that shotgun shot, you better believe Diabolessa is going to punish her for it. Great, hard-fought first round coming for Team Kurosu.
I really loved the way that she used the inside of the tomb there. If she goes but so wide, it kind of cuts off a lot of those angles, and you can even use that pillar to try to force your opponent into a different spot to try to get Lancer damage onto you, and it really gave them kind of that opening they needed because the players knew it, so they had to push up. You get that first shot and down. Flash is going to come out across the middle. Sunset's going to call out that she's getting pushed. Here comes Jenny, rotating back toward the long shot. Shock will go out, but just way too late. It won't get any of the damage onto that player with long shot getting picked up. Now rotating around.
Sky Blue opted to not grab the torque bow in the beginning of the round. She's going to double back for it, but she has to be careful considering Evil Nestle has the sniper rifle. Also, I just want to give shout-outs to Melody getting 4 kills on that first round. She is going to get the torque bow again. Ginny is going to get the sniper rifle from her teammate, Evil Nestle. It's kind of giving some love to her teammate, saying, hey, you're the sniper on the team. I'll trade that to you. It's going to be a 4v4 scenario here. Kind of want to favor Kurosu again, though. They seem to be a little bit better at these slow fights, and they do have more map control.
Looking across the map, you can see Diabolessa really looking down across the middle of the map, trying to be able to point out opponents. 2 utilities left on the side of Carnage. Over there with Team Kurosu, they have 2 utilities plus the fragmentation grenades. Jenny will miss that shot with a long shot there. Still trying to find a pick on at least one advantage to go into that next fight. Just waiting for her perfect moment. But they know where she is now, so you'll see a lot of little, like, kind of head fakes, little movements, but I don't believe anybody's going to put themselves in a dangerous or more compromising position. We'll see a secondary overtime hill spawning up probably in this round number 2.
And I'll be honest, I appreciate the pace that these teams are playing in. You could tell that they're taking this very seriously as the fight is about to commence over the torque bow. Player number 5, Sky Blue, is going to have to back up as we go into a ghost camera. Melody, the player of the first round to get all 4 kills, breaks ice here late into the round. But it is going to be Carnage that's going to be closer to the hill. This is an all-out battle, 4v3 advantage. The nades come out. Ginny's gonna have to do something with that sniper. She actually headshots her teammate. The neutralization of the hill comes out, and Kurosu is able to take their second round. Back-to-back rounds coming down to the final fight over the hill. Colin, do you like what you're seeing?
Loving what I'm seeing. These teams are trying to play it methodically. They're trying to find those early picks. We've seen some blunders a little bit, little missteps here and there by Carnage. They were definitively incredible at control, but they seem to be struggling, seem to be a little bit about a half a step behind of Team Kurosu here in this map number 2. Looking across now.
I want to see Carnage just take a fight. There they are. They're pushing the torque bow now. Melody got the torque bow first 2 rounds, and she was able to put in work with it. This time around, Carnage is trying to take that out of the equation and take out Melody in the process. Skyboo on the flank, though. Melody actually retreats and gets it down on the overcommitting Dia Valesa. Now it's up to Kiera in a 1v2. Going to have to reset the situation. And once again, we're going to see Kurosu in a 4v3 advantage. Colin, they're looking much stronger here on execution. Skyblue picks up another kill on Kiera, so they completely lose that 2v2 over at the torque bow fight. I thought Carnage would be favored in those 2v2 shotgun fights after watching Control. Now a 4v2. Evil Nestle and Ginny gonna have to pull out something special. They don't have any power weapons. They are able to get the nades, but they are getting pinched in, Colin.
Gonna have to try to get it down here early, trying to make sure you don't get taken out by the long shot, but you might want to know where it is, ladies and gentlemen, as Evil Nestle will lose her head to a flanking long shot, and then the torque bow settles out the other one after the down. 3 straight rounds for Team Kurosu here in map number 2. They are 3 rounds away from knotting this up and sending us to a map 3, all tied up at 1-1.
Always love seeing those headshots on stream. Even Nestle, it took her a little while to line that one up, Colin. If that were you with that sniper, how would you have hit that shot? Would you have taken your time as well to make sure that you hit that shot? Or would you kind of just got the body shot and say, hey, she's weak, let's just get that kill?
If I pick up the long shot, I'm looking for somebody to give it to. I don't want it in my hands.
If you're forced to use it, if you were forced in that scenario to use it.
I'm holding that button on my directional pad and dropping it out of my inventory. I will not embarrass myself or some of the great snipers of our time by trying to use the long shot.
That being said, I want you to work on the sniper montage, all right? I need it within the next month. I need to see the Colin the Crow Clark sniper montage. I don't care if it's against bots or what. I want to see how you line up your shots. Team Kurosu gets another round on the board. And as we talked about, these execution teams shining bright. Even if they lose that first map, some of these teams really pride themselves in these single life game types. Kurosu, after getting completely beat down on that first map, now having their way with Carnage. Look at Melody, by the way. I don't believe she's died yet. Yeah, look at that. 9 kills, no assists. You know, I'm not a big fan of that, but 3 first bloods, 9 kills, 0 deaths. Melody is the main slayer right now and wearing that role proudly.
3 rounds out of 4, Melody has gotten the first blood, which has helped propel her team to a victory. Dia Valesa is going to get tagged up the entire time going across here. Moving into this cubby, they're going to have one player kind of knotted out. They're going to double Lancer her down, get that kill tagged out by the opposite end. Kiera goes down for Carnage. Now Jenny over top of the long shot is going to get taken down with the Lancers. They almost get the secondary down on Evil Nessa, but that is Evil Nestle, excuse me, will not get down. She's going to rotate back out. 3v3 still on the map, and it looks like Carnage is going to try to rotate around here, try to get up to the top side of the map. Get into a position maybe to get a shot onto somebody. Dia Valesa gets those fragmentation grenades, and once again, Evil Nestle just taking up some real estate ribs. I mean, just keeping players on her side of the map, keeping the attention of at least one player from Team Kurosu. Now they get the call out that Sunset was by herself. Sunset has to try to rotate out here. Nobody has Lancer or Snub out. Not enough damage goes out to get the down. Evil Nestle tries to roll up and hit the shot over the top. Won't be able to get it. 2 players knotted up on the top of this. There's going to be 1 fragmentation thrown out. Won't be able to get anything there. Flashbangs answered back. Jenny moves up, shot over the top, gets some damage, but no kill, no down. 3v1, and now 3v none. Team Kurosu up 5-0.
A strong showing here from Team Kurosu, answering back after losing that first map, and surely with only 1 round to go, best lead you could possibly have on an execution, 5-0. I think it's safe to say that we're going to go to a map number 3. But if I'm Carnage, these comebacks, they're possible. Starts with 1 round, it starts with 1 kill. I mean, honestly, they just need to get Melody off the map, get that torque bow out of her hands. She is by far the strongest player on the map right now. And the sniper goes to the hands of Evilnessly, but honestly, we haven't seen much use of the sniper. That last round, Carnage, I don't believe, got any body shots, definitely no headshots, and you could pick up that sniper all you want. If you're not hitting shots, it doesn't really feel like you have a power weapon.
Yeah, it's just in your hands, but you're not getting any of the reward for getting the pick onto it. Sky Blue might be going on a flank here with a teammate as well. Picks up, I believe, picks up a secondary flash grenade there off of the ground. The torque bow goes out, but Jenny's already gotten the pick now. Jenny looking for a second. Excuse me, Melody looking for a second after killing Jenny. There's a down on Evilnessly. Now 2 more players to worry about. They try to push back into this fight, but 1 down. Kiera last alive, has to try to make a miracle happen. And if anybody can make a miracle happen, doesn't it have to be a Baird player? I mean, we've seen so many Baird players clutch up in the history of Gears that they've got to have at least they got to have a positive record in clutching up.
Yeah, I think you're right. If you're new to Gears Esports, Baird being character right now that Kiera is operating. Ever since Gears 1, rooted all the way back to like 2006, 2007, the Baird player was always the best player on your team, mechanically sound player on your team, the slayer of the team, right? Kiera right now doing her best. I mean, it's a winnable fight, 1v2, but it looks like Kurosu is willing to just wait for the hill to spawn. As you see, 23 seconds for the overtime hill to spawn. I believe it's going to spawn up top where Kurosu has map control, and Kiera's going to, I guess, try to get the sniper. Okay, now in a 1v2 scenario with a sniper, she could at least command some respect as she pushes up. Gets a shock grenade as well, and not much utility on the side of Kurosu. Shock comes out early, but that shock's a little short, Colin. That's not going to do her any favors. Really needs to throw that shock grenade at least 2 covers further to give herself a route to get to that hill. But as we see, the scoreboard 6-0 in favor of Kurosu, forcing a map number 3. Great answer back from them.
Incredible answer back indeed by Kurosu. They're going to send us into Escalation, all tied up, all knotted up.
I think production, yeah, it's Vazgar. Okay, they gave us an update as you were talking. We are going to go into Vazgar. And as I said, Control Regency is probably the most played map for competitive Control. Vazgar is probably the most played Escalation map. And for good reason. I mean, it's a little bit different than the rest of the Escalation maps. That neutral hill kind of just being like a pseudo home hill if you do get wiped. It's very hard to 3-cap on this map. So you're going to see a lot of long fought rounds, a lot of rotations. As we hop on board with Carnage, they are going to be able to overextend to start the map. They're going to get the 2-hill advantage on the home hill now of Kurosu. We're going to see a retake attempt. Melody with the X angle is going to be the player that's going to try to push up on Ginny. I like the setup that we're seeing here from Carnage, and they're going to try to double team Sky Blue. They don't get the down. Melody comes in, takes a lot of damage, gets the kill. It turns into a 1v1 scenario. Ginny versus Melody. Both players get their health back. Melody's going to go for the break on the hill in the middle of the 1v1 and still wins the fight. What a play there, Colin, for Melody.
Got to hit those shots when it's necessary, and Melody hit everyone that she had to. B-Hill is about to be under contestation here in just a few moments, as we will be in the middle of a big team fight, as Evilnessly will sit on the hill, go for the neutralization. Dasha will rotate out to the backside of the tank, looking for that extra angle. Diabolessa goes down to Dasha. Now Sky Blue rotates in. It's going to force that player out of this position. B-Hill gets neutralized and will now probably go back in the favor of Team Kurosu. Right here in the middle, Sunset will call out Evilnessly. Jenny on the right side, so 3 players from Carnage starts to mount up. Flashbang will be thrown to the bottom of the feet of Melody, gets the stun, and a big body shot comes out. Kiera pushing up. She's going to get answered from just over to the right, but there's the down, there's the kill. Sunset almost gets wrapped by Jenny, but not enough damage there to even get the down. 2 more kills in the favor of Team Kurosu. They have the 2-to-1 hill advantage. They have the kills necessary to pressure, and it looks like they're going to send 3 over here. They're going to try to pressure a 3v3 on the home hill of Carnage. Here comes everybody off a respawn, and I like that call out by Team Kurosu, Ribs. They said, look, we got the 2-to-1. Let's play some defense. Let's make it a little bit harder. Can we get to the 200-point marker before they even get to the B-Hill?
Yeah, no, I love that rotation, but now they need to make sure they don't get caught into 2-2v2s without having the advantages that they need to close out this round. Kurosu, the slight point advantage, they're able to give up this hill and play defensively, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to make Carnage come into their shotgun fights, and I really like how they played the later parts of that round, making sure they played to their advantages, knowing they had the hill advantage and they had the point advantage.
And that's really, I mean, that's just brilliant defensive play by them, understanding the position that they were in, knowing that they could play away from their opponent and force their opponent into worse spots than they were. And I believe we saw Melody, what was it, last map, have 9-0 or 6-0 with 3 first bloods. Melody, I think, already has 5 kills and no deaths after round number 1.
Yeah, and she gave her team a big advantage in the beginning of that match, winning the 1v1 on her home hill, and doing it as she broke the hill to make sure that they had the point advantage as well. So great start from Melody, and huge shout out to you early on today. One of the first players that you brought up in this matchup was Melody, and you said that you were very fond of her gameplay and her ability to analyze the battlefield, and so far she's been showing that ever since we got to that second map. She has been making play after play after play and helping Kurosu now with a 1-round advantage on this tiebreaker map.
Every now and again, I make a decent call out. We'll find out if it comes through and comes true in this map number 3. 2-1 hill advantage going over to the favor of Carnage Gaming. Smokes are flying out over at the B hill. Team fight's going to break out. One player goes to the backside of the tank, having to worry about 2. They're going to get that first kill. Sunset turns. Diabolessa didn't hit a big shot onto her. Won't be able to force her really into a bad spot. Goes to the up A, gets taken down. And Team Kurosu will win the B hill, and it's going to force the side of Carnage maybe back down that arrivals, try to put some pressure onto Melody and Sky Blue over here, and you're going to see them actually playing back away from the players from Carnage. They're going to play defense yet again.
Yeah, and as they should. 2-hill advantage. Force Carnage to orchestrate a push. As we see the push coming out on the home hill of Kurosu. Kurosu's going to rotate out of this fight, take their numbers elsewhere, and overextend to the home hill of Carnage. Great plays. This is exactly what you want to see. Escalation game type. It's all about rotation, taking your advantages, and trying to maintain 2 hills at one time. The fight's going to come out here, though, and this is a huge fight for Melody. She has help from Sky Blue. This is the last hill that they need to win the round. There's also a 1v1 going down at the A hill. Looks like Kurosu threatening for the 3 cap. And Sunset taking her time in this 1v1, and then once again waiting for reinforcements. Now threatening the 3 cap domination. Player number 7 is going to run over to the B hill, but I don't think she's going to make it. The hill is getting triple capped. The emotes come out from Sky Blue, raise the roof. Sky Blue and Sunset only 3 rounds away from taking their first match.
You know why I appreciate that double raise the roof there on that home hill, Ribs?
Why is that?
Because I've always felt like if you had 3 or more players on your opponent's home hill, it's a house party, baby. You got the nice music, good ambiance, and now you got to raise the roof. Somebody must have been playing some old school Montel Jordan out there. That's way too old for a lot of you in chat, but I don't care. This is how we do it back in the day, baby, all right?
Kurosu pulled up. You said it's a house party. It was on their teammates' home hill, though, so they pulled up to your house party, stole all the drinks, all the food, and they said we're gonna take the DJ booth also. We're gonna raise the roof. All right.
You got a tiki bar? I'll take one of those too. I'll take a tiki bar if you got one of them set up. All right, baby.
That's the disrespect that you love to see. Kurosu, after losing that first map, have just been on a tear. They won 6-0 on Execution. They're now up 2-0 on Escalation. We need an answer back for the Carnage fans at home. Just get something. One team fight, 1 round. Get yourself back into this match, because it seems like Carnage has just been completely checked out. If this was a best of 1 on Control, we would have just been talking about how Carnage is so good.
Without a
this
doubt.
is the best of 3, and once again, Kurosu getting the first 2 kills to start this round. Melody just has not been missing any of her shots. Shout out to her, rocking Kim, one of my favorite characters to pilot when I used to compete.
You know, I gotta call this out, Ribs. Do you think at some points it's got to come back to a miscommunication? Because I've seen twice now where Kurosu's kind of had a flank on a player, where they're able to get somebody around the front or back of a player, and there's no Lancer fire, there's no extra fight coming out from the teammates. Is that a communication issue, or is somebody not protecting their lane?
No, it could definitely be a communication issue. When your team starts to struggle and you lose all momentum, it completely shows up in your communication. You can't see it here as a spectator and as a commentator, but as a former player, there are times when there is either too much communication and it gets jumbled, the comms get, clogged, or you just have players that check out and they just taking fights and there's no teamwork because of that. Communication is so key in this game into the success, as Dasha goes for the double kill. And it is going to be 2 hills in advantage in favor of Carnage. Look at the scoreboard, Colin. Melody continues to go on a tear. gets the kill on the meat shield immediately into the one-shot onto Ginny. And Melody has just been making every single play that her team needs to help her win.
I'm just going to keep clapping
60-point advantage.
I mean,
no, go right ahead. No, Melody deserves the applause.
Good Lord.
100%. Look at her go. Oh, almost gets another one-shot. She missed her up A there, Colin. That was definitely a misroll, but she had the bait, and she had the cutback. But it doesn't matter. Her teammates are going to win the B hill.
Coming into this B hill, they're going to take it over. 3 players from Carnage are going to pressure out the A hill. 2 players in the middle now. We're going to get called out. Unsure what you want to do here if you are Team Kurosu is you have all 4 players up. 1 player is going through the middle of the map, but you're going to get tagged up heavy. I'm surprised nobody kind of pushed that spot. They're going to allow Sky Blue to get in here for free. I mean, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Sky Blue comes into that fight for free, and if she had hit any of those shots, that retake is perfect. She misses 2 back-to-back shots and then wails a knife, just trying to make a miracle happen. 24 seconds until a possible round win, going up 3-0. Dasha just trying to stop them from getting onto the B hill. 1 player will be there. I believe the decap is really all you're going to need. Dasha's pushing in. Needs 1 more shot, but the held shot by Evil Nestle is there and through. Kills coming through across the map right now. C-Hill is going to be decapped, but I don't believe it's going to be enough. I don't believe it's going to be in time. Even if they get C-Hill back, the 2-1 Hill advantage will have won Carnage Gaming their first round here in map number 3. They finally give Ribs the answer he's been looking for.
Yeah, that's huge to stop the bleeding there. Try to go into this halftime 2-2 tied and pretty much just negate all the momentum that Team Kurosu had moving forward. I mean, that 1v1 we just saw on the B hill from Evil Nestle, taking out Dasha, able to run past Dasha, outmaneuver her, that might have been the play, the spark that Carnage needed to get back into this match. Huge play from Evil Nestle, really just kind of getting her team right back into this matchup with one singular play. That's what I love so much about Escalation and Gears Esports. It really can just be a very personal 1v1 shotgun, no advantage for either player, and that could be the deciding factor that gets your team back into these high-flying matchups.
Here we see Incendiary out on one side, Shock out on the other, and of course that kind of comes back to just your personal preference, which one you're going to build up first. What does your team prefer? Is it the, excuse me, is it going to be that Shock Grenade, which is more area control? It really blocks off a full lane. Or is it going to be the Incendiary with the possible insta-kill technology with that full fire damage? Kiera's going to get some first shots out, but she's going to have to roll back as 2 players from Team Kurosu will push out toward the tank. It was a 3v2 over there, but the flank from Melody's there, and Melody's going to get the shot on. Jenny's going to be pressured into the arrival spawn. Little Mr. Krabs play here. Melody's going to throw the flash to the front. Not going to get the full stun, but that will force the player directly into her Asher. 3 crap in, triple cap out. Domination here to end the first half.
Wow, what an answer right back from Kurosu saying, oh, we lost the round, but we don't care. We still have all the momentum in the world. They get our fastest round yet of Escalation with a fast recap, and that was a 2v3 that Kurosu won over at the B hill, and then that left them with a 2v1 at the home hill. So great answer back. We go into the second half, so the hills will move around a little bit. And right now, Kurosu 2 rounds away from taking their first match, split 2.
Looking for their secondaries build up yet again. We're going to see Boltox be put out on both sides. And, you know, I mean, that was a very quick answer by Team Kurosu. The way that they were able to get that Mr. Krabs off, it kind of starts with Melody on the free flank there on the 2v1 at the arrivals. And I'm unsure why, still to this moment, maybe they just thought they were in a disadvantageous spot. But with a 3v2 over there at the tank, you'd feel like you could apply some kind of pressure with a numbers advantage to at least allow that round to go a little bit longer. Now we're going to see 3 players on both sides, not up over toward this helicopter. Sky Blue is going to get tagged up heavy, be pushed off. It's a fight over the neutral hill here. Dasha will have put out a decent amount of health. Melody goes for the Incendiary, doesn't catch it though. And 2 players are going to have a free run back to the backside of that box with Melody with a reaction. Melody with that reaction shot gets the first, they get the second. The only hill in favor of Team Kurosu will be the hard-fought 1 hill over at E.
Yeah, great wrap shot there coming out from Melody. The 1v1 was won earlier on by Evil Nestle, so once again, Evil Nestle doing what she can in those 1v1 scenarios to try to help her team win, and that's why we're going to see the point advantage going in favor of Carnage. Here comes a big fight on the home hill. Kurosu It's going to be a 3v2 in favor of Carnage, so they're going to try to utilize their numbers advantage like they didn't do last round. Melody is going to be able to get it down, but not clean up the kill. Meanwhile, the rest of Kurosu is going to take their numbers onto the home hill of Carnage. But if I'm Carnage, I'm okay with this game. We have the point lead. We could rotate around the map. As long as there's no 3 cap that comes out for Kurosu, Carnage is looking strong this round.
Sky Blue looking down at the bottom side of that D hill, down those stairwells. Lancer out. Flashbang is going to come through after that first down. Kiera's going to go for that quick revive. They get it off. And you see Sunset trying with trigger discipline to get the shots across, trying to get the full red there. Jenny, though, will pressure back. Now coming off of respawn. The last couple of players from Team Kurosu still in the area. Missed all triggers, followed by a wrap shot there by Sky Blue. Kiera gets one of her own. See what happens here, and we're in a final kind of fight. 2-1 hill advantage will be going over to Team Kurosu. They can still come back into this once they cap up that E hill. It'll take a little while. It'll be a full minute to try to get that map number 3 under their belt, or get this round under their belt here with a 2-1 hill advantage. A full minute.
Yeah, at this point, Carnage just really needs one decap on one of the hills. They don't even really need to take over the hill fully. They just need to cause a fight and try not to get wiped fully. As we see, it is going to be Carnage moving up on the F hill. They're taking their angles nicely, getting some early damage. But now they just need to make sure they don't overcommit too much. But it is going to be even Leslie pushing, getting a shotgun kill, giving her team an advantage again. Now a 3v1. I don't think Sky Blue is going to be able to do anything in this scenario. Diavalessa gets her wide angle. Sunset also lost a fight on the other side of the map. She's going to respawn. And Carnage looking good right now, trying to get their second round on the scoreboard.
And it seems like Team Kurosu has yet to have an answer for this second half. They've had a tough, hard fight at the E hill, but I mean, you see where Carnage has basically said, "We'll take the fight at the home hill. We'll take the fight at the F hill." And try. Oh, that's a little miscommunication. Jenny getting the kill on Evil Nestle, opening up a little bit of a fight here at F. But nobody on the D hill will mean that this round is all over. Carnage Gaming to tie this thing back up, or they're going to get it close to tying it back up. They're going to get one more round under their belt. It's 3-2 now, still in favor of Team Kurosu, but Carnage one step closer.
And we talked about it before, Colin. We thought Carnage would be strong with those mid-round fights and those fights that are a little less organized, but I saw them win on the F hill like 3 or 4 fights in that one round alone, and it seemed like they were taking their angles properly. It just seemed very practiced, and that's what I want to see out of these teams. I want to see these teams put in the effort, put in the practice, and when it comes time to compete every Saturday, I want to see them reap the benefits of that practice. And right there, Carnage looked very confident in that fight on the F hill. We saw them win it time and time again on that round. Yes, the respawns are going to change here on this round, so we'll see how they defend that F hill. And but that's a good answer back, getting their second round on the board. And this is still anybody's match. It's 1st to 5 on Escalation. Right now, Kurosu only up by 1 round after going up 3-1.
So, Ribs, do you think it's any kind of cause for concern that Melody, who was 9-0 through the first couple of rounds when they were dominating, is now 14-6, meaning she's been 5-6 and have only won one round and given up 2 in the last 3? Do you think that's a cause for concern that Melody might be putting herself into some bad spots, pressing to try to help enough teammates?
Yeah, no, I think it's Carnage kind of stepping it up and putting themselves in better situations. On the side of Melody, I think she should continue to play as she's playing. She's been doing great. Yes, she's cooled off a little bit in the later parts of this map, but it's only time. Only time will tell. But I think she'll end up getting another, a few really big plays for her team, as her team does get the E hill. Kurosu going to win the initial fights on this round. Now it's going to be up to Carnage to push into this high ground. Sunset with a nice incend grenade. That's going to pick up a kill by the splash damage. And now it's going to be Carnage kind of distraught. They're going to have to reset the scenario completely and wait for respawns as Kiera gets the E hill, and their advantage is going to be Team Kurosu with 2 hills.
Now Jenny trying to look over the top of this cover. We'll see that she gets back 8 out, but Diavalessa answers back. Good shot there. Getting that kill to settle in that F hill right back in their favor. Melody goes down over at the E hill. 2v1. Sunset will now have to worry about getting double pushed. Has 2 players directly in front of her. See Sunset there, pulling back, waiting for a respawn to possibly come out from her teammates. 2 players here now. 3rd player from the side of Carnage will start to push across over to this E hill. Try to get onto it and try to go for this neutralization, as you're going to see 3 players knotted up from both squads here. Honestly, getting the shots off over the top, trying to add in that body shot damage. Sky Blue will get the first kill, and they're going to rotate out here. They're going to possibly go all the way across the map. They're going to go straight through the middle, as a matter of fact, with 2 players going through toward that F-Hill side. They might have gone for a little secondary push over to D, but I think they got called out enough that Dasha had a chance to stop them. Picks up that incendiary as well, and that could buy them precious time to get somebody back into a position, a favorable position to help out here at the home hill. Answer damage is out. Shock. The incendiary should come out right here, J-Ribs, and it does indeed. And that will stop them from at least half of the stairwell?
Yeah, I mean, it did its job of slowing down the push, but we're not going to see a kill come out from the Incen. But it's still favorable position for Kurosu here. As you look, only 16 seconds on the win the fight, but it's going to be a 2v2 happening on both of the hills. This is a do-or-die situation for Carnage. Down does come out over at the E hill for Carnage. I believe they have a 1v1 over there. But it looks like Kurosu is going to be able to hold on to their home hill. And Kurosu will go to match series point. As we see Sky Blue win her 1v1 and start strumming that guitar. Match point here for Kurosu. After losing that first map, I was a little worried for them. They were able to win that Tomb Execution 6-0, and they look like they really like these round-based game types. Control might not be their forte, but hey, there's only one control in a series, Colin. If you're willing to give up that first map, but win map 2 and 3 every time, that'll do the job.
Yeah, it takes 2 maps to win a series, and even if you lose the first, you can win the second and third and come back in every single matchup you find yourself into. It's going to be Incendiary Shock on one side. Carnage, will they change the game plan? Will they change the genetic makeup? No, they're going to hover over that retro and change it up to their own secondary utility. So we will have Incendiaries and Shocks on both sides of the map now, rolling out into round number 7. Carnage Gaming looking to extend this series by winning this one. They are in a win or go home situation here. They either lose this matchup or they win and extend it. We're going to see the Lancer fire out from Sky Blue early. Incendiary comes out over toward that right-hand side. Flash is going to go out. Sky Blue is going to be stunned. Diabolesa gets that first big shot. Looks for a second one now. Will get downed out, though, on the return. Sky Blue moves up to get the first. Now they're pushing in 2v1 onto Jenny. Gets that second kill. Kiera, double bounce, but Sky Blue holds her shots. Hits them all, throwing out and giving away apartment complexes with the way some of those spreads were hitting.
Yeah, Sky Blue might have just put a nail in the coffin in this matchup. What a great 3-piece we saw. And originally she was getting pushed, outnumbered. She reset, wait for reinforcements, and then just hit every shotgun shot when she had the advantage. Amazing play from Sky Blue. Just textbook, waiting for teammates, waiting to have the cover on your side. And that, as we see that, Jinny's probably getting down with the Incen and had to self-destruct. It's Kurosu now, trying to close out this match. They're getting pressed on the home hill, though, of F. Melody's going to, in a 1v3 scenario, she's going to go for that revive, and that's going to be tough to get out of that situation. Melody, I believe, jumped to the middle of the map. Both players survive somehow. The hill does go in favor of Carnage.
Carnage gets the 2-1 hill advantage here. Sky Blue and a teammate will rotate here toward the far wide side of the D hill. Looks like Jenny's going to get that call out and push back over here. Knows that at least one is matching her on that pillar. They're trying to go for the flank on the Sky Blue. Sky Blue hits the secondary shot, gets the kill. Will now wait for her health to come back. She's going to push in now, go for this neutralization. Misroll is never a good thing in that situation. Triple cap domination coming out of secondary misroll. And that, ladies and gentlemen, finishes the matchup up. Team Kurosu give up map 1 only to dominate the execution and then finish it off here in Escalation. Dasha, your map MVP there for that Escalation map number 3, Ribs. What do you think of those final waning seconds?
I just love how Sky Blue just said, hey, we're going to close it out here. We're not going to give Carnage even an ounce of a chance to come back in this matchup. She gets back-to-back 3-pieces, and that's what you love to see that. I mean, that you have to be excited if you're on the side of Kurosu, if you're a fan of Kurosu. And even though Sky Blue didn't get the MVP at the end of that matchup, definitely that last round, she was the closer for the team, getting back-to-back 3-pieces, all with the shotgun. And, you know, saying, Carnage, you're going to go away with your first loss to the league, and me and my team, we're getting our first win.
Incredible first matchup of the day, ladies and gentlemen, as we saw it get knotted up after 2, having to go to the tiebreaker map number 3 of Escalation, with Team Kurosu coming out on top 2-1. with a beautiful victory there on Vaskar. That is one heck of a way to end our first matchup, and that is one exciting matchup to have in a very special month.